Welcome to Newspoint. Subscribe to my channel for news updates across the world. Apple's iPhone is a global icon, instantly recognizable and synonymous with innovation, all designed in the heart of California's Silicon Valley. But despite its American roots, the iPhone is famously assembled in China, where vast factories and a skilled workforce bring Apple's vision to life. For years, there's been a growing push, especially from former President Trump and his supporters, to bring iPhone manufacturing back to the U.S., promising not just jobs, but a full-scale revival of American manufacturing pride. Trump publicly urged Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, to build a massive iPhone factory in America, hoping to make Made in America more than just a marketing slogan, but a reality for millions of American workers. Apple responded with small, symbolic steps, like assembling the high-end Mac Pro in Texas, showcasing a willingness to invest in American jobs, at least on a limited scale. But the scale of these efforts was nowhere near what's needed for iPhones. The infrastructure, workforce, and supply chain in the US simply couldn't match what China had built over decades. The iPhone is sold in the hundreds of millions every year, requiring a vast, complex supply chain and a massive workforce, far beyond what the US currently offers or could ramp up quickly. Despite mounting political pressure and public debate, Apple never announced a giant iPhone factory in the US. The dream remained just that, a dream. Instead, Apple began shifting significant production to India, a move shaped by years of careful planning, global strategy, and the search for new opportunities. This wasn't just about saving money, it was about logistics, gaining access to a massive and growing market, diversifying risk, and positioning Apple for future growth in a changing world. The decision signaled that for Apple, business realities like efficiency, scalability, and global reach outweigh political promises or patriotic slogans. The Made in America iPhone remained a powerful idea, a symbol of what could be, while Apple quietly set the stage for a new manufacturing chapter on the other side of the world. India, not America, became the next big destination for Apple's manufacturing ambitions. With new factories rising and a skilled workforce ready to meet the challenge, this move would reshape Apple's global supply chain and manufacturing story, creating new connections and opportunities across continents. The world's most famous phone was about to get a new home and a new identity, as Made in India became part of Apple's global narrative. And the reasons why go far beyond simple patriotism. They're about the future of technology, business, and the ever-evolving story of globalization. Why didn't Apple move iPhone production to the US? The answer is simple: cost. American labor and factory expenses are much higher than in Asia, which would make iPhones significantly more expensive. Apple's Asian partners like Foxconn operate massive factory cities with tens of thousands of workers and lightning-fast flexibility, something the US can't match. If Apple made iPhones in America, each device could cost $100 more, risking sales and profits. The US lacks the scale, speed, and supply chain integration needed for iPhone production. Building that ecosystem from scratch would be slow, expensive, and risky. In Asia, Apple can make last-minute changes and ramp up production overnight. In the US, those logistics just aren't possible. For Apple, the numbers and the infrastructure just didn't add up. So why India? India offers Apple a rare combination: lower labor costs, a huge workforce, and a government eager to help. Programs like Make in India offer incentives and smooth the way for foreign companies. Manufacturing in India also lets Apple avoid steep import taxes, making iPhones more affordable for millions of Indian consumers. It's a win-win: lower costs for Apple and a massive new market unlocked. India's growing tech sector and young population make it the perfect place for Apple to build a new manufacturing hub. Apple can now make iPhones in India, and eventually, for the world. This move also helps Apple reduce its dependence on China, diversifying its global strategy. India is now a cornerstone of Apple's future growth. Building an iPhone is like assembling a giant, intricate puzzle. Each piece comes from a different corner of the world. Components are sourced from Korea, Taiwan, Japan, and many other countries, each contributing a vital part to the final product. This global collaboration is what makes modern electronics possible. For years, China was the central hub where all these pieces came together, thanks to its incredibly dense network of suppliers, skilled labor, and efficient logistics. The country's manufacturing ecosystem made it the perfect place for assembling complex devices like the iPhone. Moving assembly to the US would mean shipping every single component across vast oceans, which would add significant costs, increase the risk of delays, and complicate logistics even further. If something goes wrong during assembly, fixing it from America could take weeks instead of hours, making quick problem solving nearly impossible and slowing down production. India, by contrast, is much closer to Asia's established supply chain and is rapidly building its own network of electronics suppliers, making it an increasingly attractive alternative. Apple's partners are taking notice and following suit, setting up brand new facilities and assembly lines in India to tap into this growing ecosystem. The Indian government is investing heavily in infrastructure, building new roads, ports, and special economic zones to support this rapid growth and attract even more global manufacturers. The goal is clear: create a new, highly efficient supply chain hub in India that can rival the best in the world and support large-scale electronics manufacturing. It's a long-term project that will take years to fully realize, but it's already transforming India's manufacturing landscape and creating new opportunities. Apple is betting big on India's potential, hoping the country will become a true electronics powerhouse and a key player in the global supply chain for years to come. Making millions of iPhones isn't just about machines, it's about people. Behind every device, there are countless hands and minds working together, ensuring each component fits perfectly and every phone meets Apple's high standards. China's iPhone city employs hundreds of thousands, with a workforce skilled in electronics assembly. These workers have developed expertise over years, turning complex processes into seamless routines and making large-scale production possible. The U.S. simply doesn't have enough workers with the right skills or willingness to do this kind of work at scale. Labor shortages and higher costs make it difficult to replicate China's manufacturing success in America. India, with its massive young population and strong engineering tradition, offers a solution. The country's demographic advantage means a steady supply of eager, trainable workers ready to step into high-tech roles. Apple and its partners are investing in training programs to build a skilled workforce in India. These programs teach not just technical skills but also the quality control and teamwork needed for world-class manufacturing. It's not just about cheap labor, it's about creating a new generation of manufacturing professionals. By focusing on skill development, India is building a workforce that can compete globally and drive innovation. Good jobs lead to more skills, which attract more high-tech companies. As workers gain experience, they help create a thriving ecosystem that benefits both employees and employers. Apple's investment in people is as important as its investment in factories. By empowering workers, Apple ensures its products are made with care, precision, and pride. This human infrastructure is key to Apple's long-term success in India. A dedicated, skilled workforce forms the backbone of sustainable growth and innovation. The result, a sustainable, high-quality production base for the future. India is quickly becoming a global hub for electronics manufacturing, setting new standards for quality and efficiency. India's workforce is quickly becoming one of Apple's greatest assets, driving the company's growth and shaping the future of technology manufacturing worldwide. Apple's move to India creates winners and losers. For Indian workers, it's a huge opportunity. Tens of thousands of new jobs, especially for women, and a path to financial independence. Local economies are transformed as Apple's presence uplifts entire communities. In the U.S., the dream of iPhone assembly jobs remains unfulfilled, a loss for some manufacturing towns. But Apple still employs thousands in America in high-skilled roles: design, software, marketing, and more. Profits from global sales flow back to the U.S., funding innovation and research. For customers, the move is invisible. iPhones stay affordable and high quality. In India, locally made iPhones are now within reach for millions. Apple's global strategy is about building a resilient, efficient network, not just picking one country over another. The impact is felt from Indian factory floors to American boardrooms. Apple's manufacturing story is more global than ever. The move to India is just one step in a broader strategy. Apple is also exploring Vietnam, Mexico, and beyond. China remains vital, but its role is shifting as Apple diversifies production. Each region will play to its strengths: China for complex devices, India for high-volume products, and the US for innovation and design. The brains of the iPhone will always be in California. Specialized manufacturing, like advanced chips, may grow in the US as well. Apple's decisions are driven by cost, skills, and market growth, not politics. The Made in America iPhone is still a dream, but the future is global. Designed in California, built by a worldwide network, this is the new reality of manufacturing. The iPhone story is a window into our interconnected world.